This video is all about easy summer meals. We're spending less time in the kitchen and more time doing summer. No. Here I am trying to solve a complicated math problem. If you have one mom divided by 4 children times 3 meals a day plus or minus snacks and other necessities, is it possible for said mom to have any free time all summer long? After endless computation, one solution seemed worth a shot: meal planning. Come along if you want some kid-friendly, easy meal ideas, and let's see if Lucia can reach her goals of more free time. So we just got back from Aldi's. Here's all my groceries. I was a little disappointed. Sometimes you just hit Aldi's on a day they haven't restocked. I mean, they just didn't have quite a few things, but I think we're just gonna make some substitutions and roll with it. Anyway, so my plan for today, for Monday, is to do as much prep as I can. Basically just chopping up all my produce and vegetables. And the idea is that today will be a lot of time cooking, but the rest of the week, hopefully not. Tonight's dinner we're doing, this is my favorite Greek cookbook, super good, love Greek food. Anyway, it's chicken thighs. And so I'm just gonna start with that, start with getting tonight's dinner ready, and then move on to the rest of the week. We've just gotta take a moment for these tomatoes. I mean, they look so juicy and so ripe. Some of these guys, not as pretty. Okay, this salad is an absolute favorite of mine. I made it for the first time when I was newly pregnant. I ate straight fast food for like 3 weeks. And then one day I woke up craving fresh foods and I pulled out this cookbook and made this salad and I almost cried. It was so good. I think what makes it so amazing is the fresh mint. Other ingredients can be left out or substituted, I feel like, but you absolutely need the mint. And every time it turns out different. Sometimes the tomatoes I use are a little sweeter, sometimes less. Sometimes I add red wine vinegar. But today's just felt like it needed a little sweetness, so I dumped in a little bit of sugar, and it turned out wonderful. Okay. I just want to say, despite my intro, I know that motherhood is about sacrifice. Sometimes as a mom, you just have to be on the back burner, and that is that. What I mean about not being a doormat is I realized I was feeling so obligated to do everything. I felt like I had to have good meals on the table every night with fresh baked bread to bring my kids to the park, the children's museum, gym, library, beach, etc., and it just got to be too much obligation. Earlier this year, I told my husband, I don't even know who I am or what I want anymore. Just very much feeling unfulfilled in motherhood. So now I'm just reworking the format a little bit and just asking the question, how can Lucia make time for herself even when there are 4 children who need things all day? It's a work in progress, but we're just trying to get there. So I just want to say that Aldi's did not have full-fat Greek yogurt. I highly recommend full-fat Greek yogurt for this sauce. But also I've made it without the cucumber and just kind of winged it. It usually turns out good, I think, tzatziki sauce. But I'm not like super picky, I guess. Anyway, so I am using low-fat and just kind of hoping it turns out. And also I'm just using powder garlic instead of the real stuff because I ran out. I used the rest of my garlic on the chicken, so. What else do I need? I think I need dill. And I know everyone says these are the best years and you want to love your kids and you want to snuggle them. And I think that can be true. And it can also be true that I'm just feeling burnt out and like I need a little time alone. I need some time to myself. In my quest of feeling more fulfilled in motherhood, one thing I would let go of as far as cooking is perfection. Not even perfection, I would say. My standards of what I make for my family are a lot lower. And there's some meals in this video that probably could use a little more vegetables or a little more thought, but this is where I am right now. I'm just trying to carve out a little more time for myself, and I think that kids overall just need a happy mom. And if they miss out on some key nutrients along the way, well, it is what it is. Definitely drop a comment if you have any summer meal go-tos, what your family really enjoys. I'm always looking for new ideas. So I got everything prepped for the Greek dinner. Now I am doing all the veggies for the pasta salad I'm gonna make tomorrow. So I decided I'm not gonna chop these up. I don't know if they'll save, but I have all the rest of the pasta salad stuff all chopped. And then I'm getting a big bag of I'm getting a big bag of sliced onions and green peppers. I was planning on doing jalapenos, but all these was out. I would highly recommend doing jalapenos if you like spice. I end up sauteing them anyway, so they're not so spicy. If you're watching this video, like, I thought this whole thing was about spending less time in the kitchen, hear me out. Monday is a kitchen heavy day, and hopefully the rest of the week is not. Also in this time, I did put away my groceries, feed 3 children lunch, and put them down for quiet time. So if you wanted to buy your own naan bread instead of making it, it would be 2 hours. And if you're not tending to just a small herd of children, you might be able to do this in less time. Last thing for Monday is to make a nice drink using that juice we got from making the tzatziki sauce. Using the cucumber juice we got from the tzatziki sauce. We're gonna take that. I threw in a little basil and then I added a little lime juice, and it was a very refreshing summer drink. I think it would also be super good with lemonade, like a cucumber lemonade. Yeah, and my husband just grilled up the chicken, and I had to make it all pretty and throw some feta cheese and veggies around it. Well, you never know if I'll need it for my thumbnail, you know? And then obviously dinner cleanup. So I would say total time in the kitchen Monday is 3 hours, and every meal is not going to be this elaborate, but sometimes it's just fun to go Greek and to feed your family something that's just super good, super summery. This grill feels really good. Wait, wow. Alright, it's Tuesday. It is 11:35. We're about to see how quickly we can get this done. All I need to do today is pasta salad. So, what do you need, Cora? So I've got my things I prepped from yesterday, my noodles, banana peppers. I have 2 half jars of these stuffed olives we're gonna chuck in there. And then my secret ingredient, sun-dried tomatoes. This recipe comes from my mother-in-law. I love her pasta salad, but when I asked her for a recipe, she was like, I don't really know. So I just had to go stalk her in the kitchen a few times with a magnifying glass. And I kind of get why she said that. Pasta salad turns out different every time. Basically, you need something acidic, red wine vinegar, lemon juice. But I really like to do half mayo. So something in there to like lighten it up a little. And you make this marinade type thing that's like really good and really creamy. I throw that in with the noodles first so it can kind of like soak it in and so that the hot noodles won't melt the cheese. Once that's cooled down a little bit, I throw in the rest. But yeah, it is basically a little bit of sugar, a little bit of red wine vinegar, banana pepper juice, mayo, olive oil, Italian seasoning, and salt and pepper. And then just taste it. Taste it and kind of see. I do have a recipe I will throw down there, but I don't really think I actually follow it. So that's my disclaimer. And yeah, the sun-dried tomatoes are so good. Such a good addition to this thing. So 12:15 p.m. My husband was working late today, which meant I had to do the daunting task of turning on the grill. I swear, propane and me are not friends, and that thing has exploded on me many times. Today it was fine though. We also tried these hot honey broths from Aldi's. I thought they were fine. I didn't think they were anything special. I probably wouldn't buy them again. Just my personal thoughts. But overall, hot dogs, super easy, super good. Oh, and I have been doing this. It's kind of, I believe it's called Portland style hot dogs, where you do cream cheese, mustard, raw jalapenos, and something else. Anyway, I don't really do that. I just took the cream cheese part of it. I love cream cheese on a hot dog bun. I think it just elevates the whole thing. So if you have not tried that, I definitely recommend. Otherwise, there's not really much else to say. It's pasta salad and hot dogs. Oh, and I do like to throw in the grilled veggies on the sides. Those were already prepped yesterday though, so just grilled up some of those veggies to serve alongside of it. And that was that. Super simple and very short time in the kitchen overall. I would say for sure under an hour. Good morning. It is Wednesday, 7:13 a.m. I don't know why I keep telling you guys the time. I think it's because I'm trying to keep track of the time and do less time. All I have to do this morning is get my chicken marinating. So I'm just gonna knock it out first thing. Got this chicken going right in the morning, and as I'm editing this, I'm like, man, I might have to do more cooking in the morning because this morning light is just kind of lovely and soft. Makes my kitchen look inviting. I don't really have like an exact recipe for marinades. I was a little low on barbecue sauce, so I just threw in a little ketchup instead, added a little brown sugar, vinegar, some seasonings. And I've heard of people doing Dr. Pepper for ribs. I just kind of threw it in there. Thought they'd just give it some sweetness. I don't know. Maybe carbonation and chicken don't really go. Nonetheless, I should have went with chicken thighs. I went with chicken breasts because they were a little bit cheaper, and it would have been worth it to pay a little more for the thighs. Chicken thighs are just so much more juicy than chicken breasts. Chicken breasts are dry. It doesn't matter if you take the time to cut it in half, poke holes in it, make this lovely marinade, and let it sit all day. After you grill it up, it's still going to be so much more dry compared to a chicken thigh. So anyway, learned my lesson there. Okay, so then at dinner time, I just had to make coconut rice. Okay, it says wait till it's a full boil. I don't know. Is that close enough? The rice is boiling. We're turning it down to low. And then we're going to set a timer. And we're not gonna take the lid off, I guess. Here's what it looks like after the 15 minutes. And now it says to take it off the heat. Let it sit for another 5 minutes. This doesn't look very good. Maybe it's fine. And let me tell you, coconut rice is one of those things I would love to master, but I don't know. This was my second try, and it still turned out like this big clumpy cake mess. I want like fluffy rice, and I don't know if you need a rice cooker. And if you do know what I'm doing wrong, please leave me a comment, because I would love to make delicious coconut rice. I just haven't figured it out yet. What else? Then I sent the kids to collect me some basil. I chopped up my pineapple. I had thought about chopping it up Monday, but I just didn't want it to dry out sitting in the fridge for that long. So I don't know. Anyway, so then we had chicken, pineapple, basil, coconut rice, and all of it together was very good, very summery, very fresh. It just would have been better if I had fluffy rice instead of cakey rice. Nonetheless. Friday's meal is super easy. If you're wondering why I skipped Thursday, it's because we went out on a date last night, so we're just gonna push it up to next week. So it's Friday, we're doing mac and cheese, and that's all I have to make is mac and cheese, and then we're just gonna use the chicken from yesterday. This is a recipe from my favorite cookbook. I don't know if I ever really talk about it on here, but it's called Hope's Table. It's the best cookbook I've ever had. You just take pasta, you mix in some butter and salt, stir it around, and then you add whatever shredded cheese you have on hand and bake it slow and low for 3 hours. It's good stuff. My kids love mac and cheese. And yeah, if you like my shirt, definitely give me a thumbs up. And if you don't understand it, definitely give me a thumbs down. And if you just think it's annoying, you should probably just subscribe. I don't know. I love quirky t-shirts. It's one of my things. Anyways, that was really all I had to do. Then I just microwaved some of the chicken, chopped it up, and called it a day. A good Friday fun day meal. I don't know if I actually tracked my time in the kitchen, but I think throwing that mac and cheese together is about a 10-minute process. So I'm just going to go ahead and give myself 10 minutes for Friday, okay? Friday math.
I hear you.
This is actually a perfect Friday meal, but it does taste good on a Monday, too.
Wait a second, cutie.
When we were first married, we lived in this very small house, and so if we wanted to have people over, it was always kind of a challenge. There wasn't a kitchen table or anywhere for people to really sit. So we found smash burgers, and we made smash burgers all the time because you can kind of just put it on a plate and go like sit on a couch or go sit on the front porch with it. You don't need like a formal setting. Smash burgers are the closest thing I've been able to find from my favorite restaurant out west, Burgerville. So because I want to make it as close to Burgerville, I use this recipe from the cookbook Food from the Heart. They have a copycat Burgerville sauce recipe. I'm not doing it here. I'm being kind of a hypocrite, but normally I would, okay? I'll throw the recipe down below. When we do smash burgers, we like to use the slider rolls. I usually do either like a brioche or like the potato slider rolls. The bread does matter. So you get the sauce going, you roll out the meat. If you want to make it cheaper, you can do sausage, half meat. Okay, I feel like I'm getting in the weeds talking about smash burgers, but they really are so good. It's a good food to feed a big crowd too. They're kind of fast. One thing about me, I like to bring up as much as possible that I used to work at Five Guys, and it's a very similar style as Five Guys burgers. Okay, so, but it's actually not too hard of a meal because you just roll out the meat, you make the sauce, and then when dinner time comes, you give your husband the meatballs, and all you have to do is like toast the buns, saute the onions, and assemble. I'm not really going to go into detail about exactly how to grill because I'm going to end up talking too much about my days at Five Guys, and you can kind of figure it out on your own / assign that to your husband. Do a little online research. And it's just simple. Sometimes simple is so nice. So that wraps up our full week. I don't know if I said this is the first video in a 3-part series. This video was all about grilling foods. Next video is going to be if you don't have a grill, other summer foods. And then the last one I think is going to be about like snacks and foods you can pack to like the beach or any outdoor activities. So that's that. And I know I kind of yammered on about motherhood, but that was kind of the whole catalyst for this series, is like, how do I still get food on the table without just burning myself to the ground? I feel like this was a success. Let me know in the comments, what are your favorite things to grill in the summer? In the meantime, I've got to catch up on my latest conspiracy.
Thomas, stop it.
Monday was a heavy Labor Day. The rest of the meals were pretty easy to just throw together. If you have mastered coconut rice, do not leave me hanging. Tell me what you do. Okay, that's all. See you guys in the next series. Hopefully I'll get it out before summer is over.